I don't know. What am I going to expect of myself? Just like to never miss a day for the rest of April? That's a little unrealistic. Go at it one chapter at a time and everything will be okay. She doesn't listen. Hey, welcome to the vlog. My name's Carrie and I'm writing a sci-fi. I'm trying to write. Welcome to the vlog. It's been like, I think 4 days, possibly 5. I stopped counting, which, that's very on brand. Yeah, I haven't written a single word in those days. Not even reading. Now, it's been a long time since I've actually written anything other than notes because I've been trying to read through Act 3. You want to know how far I've gotten in Act 3? Oh dear. Anyway, you want to know how far I've gotten in Act 3? 1, 2, 4, 6, 8 chapters. 8 chapters down in Act 3. The chapters that have been read and notes have been made on them have a little purple dot on my little board. I have 28 chapters 28 through 48 is as Act 3 sits right now, which is a little bit intense. We'll see if that stays. I think that will change as I go through and kind of trying to do this big developmental edit of this bad boy. So that's where we left off. We've just been reading. And that's not a ton of progress. But as stated in my April goals, I wanted to finish Act 2, which I did. It's got a little checkbox. I wanted to get to Act 3 and get halfway through it, and as in drafting. I don't think that's going to happen in April, if I'm being honest. I'm just not consistent enough, okay? I'm not consistent enough so far because I had that big old hiatus. Now it's what am I going to expect of myself? Just to never miss a day for the rest of April? That's a little unrealistic. Say that I probably won't get through it in April, but I could maybe potentially get close to at least finishing my read through. Who knows? But for today, that's kind of where we're at. I think I want to split my time. I think I want to spend my time working on my manuscript from around 3 to 5. It's 3:30 now. So I want to read through the chapter. I think I'm going to try and push until 5 o'clock and then stop. I think I'll go downstairs. I think I will read something. I don't know. I need to read something. I will read probably and walk on my treadmill because I need to get some steps in for the day because it's also been 4 days since I've done that. So I think that's the plan. And then we'll have dinner. We'll see if I do anything after dinner. There's no telling. But yeah, that's the journey for today, I think. And if that sounds like fun, feel free to stick around. We're embarking on Act 3. I feel like kind of like, I don't know. Everything is such a mess just always. I never feel like I'm fully on top of it. I always feel like I'm kind of tricking myself into thinking that I know what I'm like, that I'm doing it correctly, but really, I don't know. It's just a one foot in front of the other kind of thing, I think, where it's like, I don't think I know what I'm doing at all, but this is the dream. So it's like, am I going to have like analysis paralysis or am I going to keep going? And I wonder if like I'm getting to a point in the manuscript where it's like already I feel like I've put so much work into it, but it's not even close to done. And I feel like that kind of daunting feeling is fatiguing me a little bit. Like I've been blaming the struggle to get into a flow of writing. I've been blaming it on a lack of routine. I've been blaming it on kind of those weird in between drafting tasks where you're going through the draft and you're not necessarily drafting, but you're like doing other things, and that's writing. Like you're reading, you're making comments, you're editing, you're rewriting a couple of chapters and then going through. I mean, like there could be 1,000 different things I could be doing with this draft aside from actually sitting down and putting down words. And I've been blaming those like in between tasks on this kind of slow struggle to get through this second draft. I think it's probably the hardest time I've had with a draft, but I don't think that's like a red flag type situation. I just think it's a new experience. But I mean, I've been blaming that. I've been blaming that it's new, which I think is even partially true. I think all these things are partially true, but I think I've been blaming like how busy and how tired and how whatever. I think I've been blaming, trying to take on more than I have in the past. I think I put a lot of pressure on myself for no reason, which go figure. I think I'm trying to do too many things sometimes and I need to just like pick one thing and just stop trying to do all of the things every day. That's like dumb. She doesn't listen. But I think also something to kind of diagnose myself with is like feeling very overwhelmed with what's in front of me. As much as I love it, it's like I will die before I publish anything. And ultimately, I want to publish something. Like I want to hold a book in my hand that's been published that people have read like and enjoyed. Like that being the ultimate goal is so freaking far away. And maybe it's not as far away as I feel like it is, but it seems so out of reach. Like my standards push that criteria for the published book like leagues beyond where I am, which is probably super unrealistic. Like I've admitted that this is something I want to do, that I care about. And so all of a sudden it's like this big boogeyman and I don't know how to face it when like the little incremental progress doesn't feel like it's enough. And so we do, instead of fight, instead of flight, we freeze and I just stare at the document, or I just like do anything else. I avoid it, which I guess is a little bit of flight, but I think there's some freeze in there too, because it's like, I don't know what to do. I think recognizing that, writing can teach you some things about yourself. Wow. I framed this. How cute. It says, perhaps if I make myself right, I shall find out what is wrong with me. Didn't know that was super prophetic when I framed it, because I framed it like last month. Decided that I wanted that hanging up because it seemed profound in the moment, but not for the reason that I just explained. But yeah, some self-discovery has happened a little bit where I am kind of meta, like in the meta sense where I am with this project and like what could be the reasons for my hangups. And it's not like, I don't try to investigate those reasons to like excuse myself for being lazy bum. I do it so that if I can figure out what the problem is, I can do things to fix it. If I don't know what's wrong, then I'm just treating symptoms and I'm not getting to the core of an issue. So we'll see. In an attempt to get a little bit inspired, because I am inspired creatively and I want to read and I want to write. And, I do have this kind of bundle of like, I want to do this. I really want to get back in the chair. I really want to write, but it's like, I've been hitting this wall, right? To kind of supplement that, I bought some new highlighters. Do you guys know that I have an office supply addiction? Did you know? Well, if you didn't, you know now. So yeah, they're these cute little boxy things and they're absolutely gorgeous. I tried them out. That might be like highly disturbing to some people, but I have been highlighting in this little book. There's one of the colors, but anyway, yeah, they're gorgeous, and I'm having a good time with them. So we're still working our way through this bad boy. It's a little bit more of like a coffee table book instead of like a read it all the way through book, but I want to have read it and have it off my need to read. So that covers the highlighters, that covers the book, that covers what I'm in the middle of reading. I'm probably going to read a fantasy book later this afternoon, or maybe some Steinbeck, just to get ahead of my summer plans. Who knows? Okay, so it's 3:37, so I'm going to stop yapping and do some reading of my own work and get some notes in, because the faster I do that, the faster we're done with this crap. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, see you in a bit.
You get inside, but my safety net's gone and now I'm all in. And I'm scared that one day you might change your mind. And I don't know why it don't feel right. Oh, why is it so hard for me to let you in? Give you the key to get inside my head. I don't wanna make the same mistakes again, 'cause I know how this could end. And they always say that I did nothing wrong, but every time that they leave, feel like it's all my fault. Am I letting go when I need to hold on? This is always how it ends. You know I've been hurt by others before you, so I'm sorry if I shut you out before you get the chance to leave me all a mess. And I don't know why it don't feel right. And I don't know why I can't decide. Oh, why is it so hard for me to let?
Hey y'all, welcome to the floor. I just walked on my little treadmill for an hour, which is the first time that I've walked in, let's see, today's Thursday, so it's been like a week. That's, just not inconsistency on my part. But anyway, so I walked for a while. I'll probably walk a little bit more today if I feel like it, but the reason I'm on the floor is that I'm now stretching. I think you're supposed to stretch before, but I didn't, so I'm stretching after. Yay me. We have an update. My goal yesterday was to write 5 chapters, or read 5 chapters. Jeez. My goal yesterday was to read 5 chapters, and I think I read 2. Not too shabby. I never did go down and walk yesterday. That was the other thing. I was going to read and walk, and I didn't do that. I wrote for an hour and then did not do anything after that. So I think probably maybe reversing that order is a good thing to do. I don't know. Because while I was on my treadmill, I was like reading, and wasn't reading a book. I was just kind of pittering around on the internet, kind of did a little online shopping. Didn't buy anything. I just put things in the cart. And sometimes looking like at the total after you put what you want in the cart is a great way to like inoculate yourself against the purchase button. Or at least that's how it is for me. Anyway, I didn't do as much as I wanted to yesterday in terms of the writing. However, I am looking forward to getting into it today, which should be great. I definitely feel like I'm finally kind of easing back into a routine, which is just so nice. Anyway, it also occurred to me today that I was like, dang, I need to have a video ready soon. And so I'll probably end up editing and working on a video this afternoon. So we'll see how much writing I get done, because I probably won't be able to prioritize that today. But see, is there anything else I need to say to you? We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm going to try and kind of upload some footage off my camera onto my laptop. I'm going to try and do a little bit of reading. We'll get through this. I'm leaving a lot of notes. Again, I get very overwhelmed with like how far I have to go, and it is very overwhelming and it feels like it's too much, but I really just need to go at it one chapter at a time, and everything will be okay. It will be fine. I got to wrap our head around the stuff first and then tackle it bit by bit, and it'll be okay.
Inside my head, I don't wanna make the same mistakes again, 'cause I know how this could end. And they always say that I did nothing wrong, but every time that they leave, feel like it's all my fault. Am I letting go
like almost 10 o'clock at night. I don't even know. I'm not looking. I need to go shower and go to bed, but I just felt the need, for real, I just felt the need to let you guys know that like it is possible, because I just pulled footage off my camera and put it on my laptop. And we've danced this dance before and I've learned a few things, but I don't know what I'm doing. But I was running the risk of like corrupting things. So I've restarted my computer and like made sure like there should be plenty of available storage for the video clips that I've just put on there. But I'm trying not to stress out about it. Anyway, so I'm having a great time. I hope that the past 2 weeks of vlog footage is not just like no. Yes, hi, hello. So it is, let's see, it's Monday, April 20th. April is flying by, and I'm really thankful for that. But here we are, it's April. I am going to continue reading through Act 3. It feels like I haven't done this in a while, and that's because I haven't. I think last time I wrote was the middle of last week. And honestly, just things came up. It's been remember how I said April's gonna be a crazy month? Yeah, I wasn't lying. April's actually been pretty crazy so far. It's going by really quickly, which I appreciate, but it's also just kind of been a crazy month. So I am not surprised that there's been like several days of not writing, but I also kind of appreciate them because today I'm feeling tired, but also inspired to get into reading again, because that's kind of where we're at. We're just reading the act and trying to diagnose its problems, how I need to fix things, rearrange things, because we got to do a whole like rehash of how this act needs to flow and where we're ending up, and make sure that the plane lands very nicely and satisfyingly. I always underestimate how significant a third act is, because I kind of like get into the habit of thinking, well, there's more after this, right? And technically there is. This is book 2. But you still have to like end the book, you know? And I keep writing and reading as if we're not like coming in for a close. I'm like, no, I actually do have to end the close the loop. It's kind of bizarre. I can count them from here, if I'm counting that correctly from here. I think I have 13 chapters to read. I think we can get some distance on it today. And I keep reaching some hiccups, but I've got a bunch of notes. And so I have a couple of things that I already know that I want to change. But like literally it's like 1 or 2 things. I don't know other big changes that need to happen, and that might be a good thing, but I kind of get the sense that probably no, like I'm missing a few things. Like I get the sense that there are a few scenes in this act that I'm hitting and I'm like, okay, I know why I did this. I know why this is here, and I think my instinct that something is needed is correct in most cases, but I don't know if that scene is the right scene for that thing. Does this make sense? Let me give you an example. I have an entire scene of daily life, like an entire section, an entire chapter, let's call it. I'm pretty sure it's an entire chapter of Ghost just on the battleship, and not a lot of things happen. I think the only thing that happens plot-wise that moves us closer is they start recovering some things, but that's kind of it. Now, the recovery of whatever the things are is important. It's a plot beat that needs to happen. However, it's going to change because what they recover has changed just slightly, but slightly. That's funny. That's like a blip on the screen of that chapter. a lot of what that chapter is showing. What does daily life on this battleship look like? What are the different squads of soldiers being asked to do? We're responding to a crisis. So what does that look like? It could be interesting. I don't know if I love the way I did it or the way I have done it. It seems a little bit underwhelming, and I'm not exactly sure if it's, I'm thinking about now, it might be a lot of like the pacing of things and that I haven't quite figured out the sequence of like where people are and when, and that might make a big difference in how that chapter works out. Bottom line, it's mostly an expositional purpose chapter. What I'm saying is there are a lot of chapters like that in Act 3, which is bizarro. Like, why are we establishing things in Act 3? We need to be resolving things in Act 3, right? Okay. My instinct that, hey, this information might be nice, might be good, might round out some things. I think my instinct for that is correct. The time and place and manner, probably not correct. So like there's micro things to fix. There's medium-sized things to fix. Like, do I just cut that chapter, work that information and stuff other places? And then there's like big macro plot points that are like getting completely rewritten. And I only know about one big macro plot point that is getting completely rewritten. Actually, I lied. 2, I realized that the frozen ice planet that Isleen is on is actually, like, in reality, it's not a planet. I accidentally placed her on an asteroid with no atmosphere. So, like, I said, oh, hey, here's a sphere in the general location I need her in. Let's call it there. And then just, like, didn't, like, do any backup research to see if this sphere had an atmosphere that could potentially be lived in or even icy. Got none of that. I need to actually find a different place for her to go that is...
I think I found one, but, like, the actual atmosphere of this place is not conducive to life, but, like, it doesn't have to be exactly conducive to life because this is a sci-fi novel set in the future and, like, things have changed, right?
But an asteroid that definitely does not have an atmosphere will not be suddenly covered in snow and ice. Let's just... Yeah, no. We're fudging a lot of the science in the science fiction. I can't get away with that much fudge, so gotta fix that. This is what happens when someone who's not scientifically minded tries to write sci-fi. I tell you, the science part in the science fiction is like the hardest thing for me, but it's draft 2. Like, it's not gonna be perfect, but draft 2 is the place to like figure out if your planet is a planet or an asteroid. Dimwit. Anyway, that's the update. Plan mostly right now is just to continue reading and catching little mistakes like that. Little big mistakes like that. Things have gotten out of hand. I'm gonna go work now.
And I'm scared that one day you might change your mind. And I don't know why it don't feel right. Oh, why is it so hard for me to let you in? Give you the key to get inside my head. I don't wanna make the same mistakes again, cause I know how this could end. And they always say that I did nothing wrong, but every time that they leave, feel like it's all my fault. Am I letting go when I need to hold on? This is always how it ends. You know I've been hurt by others before you, so I'm sorry if I shut you out before you get the chance to leave me all a mess. And I don't know why it don't feel right, and I don't know why I can't decide. Oh, why is it so hard for me to let you in? Give you the key to get inside my head. I don't wanna make the same mistakes again, cause I know how this could end. And they always say that I did nothing wrong, but every time that they leave, feel like it's all my fault. Am I letting go?
Hi. It's been a minute. Yeah, remember how I said that April's gonna be a little bit nuts? Yeah, I wasn't kidding. April actually has been kind of a cluster. Not in like bad ways, but just like the busyness. Things have gotten away from me. So we're here a little bit behind schedule for sure. We need to debrief actually. So where do I even begin? Okay, so we're still in Act 3, but we're over halfway done reading. just reading and leaving comments. And like, I keep going back and forth on like how I feel about it. Like, I'll get to a section and I'm like, oh, this is really neat. I forgot I did that. Or that's cool. And then I get to a section and I'm like, what the heck is this? Why is it here? And what is it for? What's going on? Act 3 has kind of gone back and forth like that. And I'm not sure how I feel about her as a whole. We'll see. Overall, life has been kind of busy. Things have been a little bit overwhelming, which is kind of the theme of this vlog. Things have been pretty crazy. We're still chugging along. So I've filmed various little clips throughout the past several days that I've been working and writing and just kind of like what daily life has looked like. And like, it's not all very like, here's the grind every day, but it's all good. We're just trying to maintain while things are kind of slowed down a lot. Progress has slowed down a lot because of just life and being busy and tired and all the things that adulting brings with it. My overall attitude towards this section of the novel is that it's meh. Not really feeling any sort of way about it. Like, not feeling like it's extraordinary, not feeling like it's terrible, just like it's a mess and it's going to take some elbow grease to get it to where I want it to be. It's April 27th, so I still have a lot of time to finish some books. I don't know if I'll finish 2. But I will at least finish 1, I believe, and that's good for me. So anyway, it's Monday. I have been kind of chipping away at the past couple chapters, slowly but surely. According to this little document, 4 chapters that I need to read through and then I'll be done. The next step after that will be making notes on what I like, what I don't like, what I want to fix, what I want to change, and then kind of getting an outline ready to go, and then I'll be ready to draft finally. I don't think that's going to happen I think I might finish reading, but I don't think I'll get through to outlining until May. So technically, I'm kind of ahead of schedule. I was thinking I wasn't going to be done like reading through Act 3, or no, that's drafting. I thought I'd be no. Did I think I was going to be halfway through drafting Act 3? Surely not. By the end of April. I don't know what she was thinking. I think she thought that was reading through the draft, not writing through the draft. I sure hope not, because otherwise, girl, what were you on? But in my head, I feel like that makes sense to like get to drafting by May. We'll see what happens. I think that's what we're looking at. So I've got some travel coming up, and that's exciting. It also means that things will be routine-wise kind of like shifted again. So it's fine, but that's coming up. That's around the corner. So anyway, I'm going to keep going with this, see how far I get. I don't think I'll get very far. I have until this is empty, which is already half empty. But I'm running out of steam very quickly. It's been a wild ride of a Monday. I'm proud of myself for actually sitting down, and like, it would have been so easy to just take a nap. But I've actually been trying to make this happen today. So I'm happy with her. She did good for once. Okay, that's all for now. I'll see you in a bit.
I need to hold on, this is always how it ends. And I let my guard down, you let me down. I get hurt now, and then it happens all again. I open up, it's just bad luck. Only ends up with me left alone, and I let my guard down.
Hey, it's the next day. It is Tuesday, April 28th. Basically, we're picking up right where we left off yesterday, which was I had finished reading through you can't see. I had finished reading through the chapter that I had been working on. I was pretty tired. I don't know if you can tell. I was pretty tired by the time I had gotten to that point in the night. And so today I have 4 chapters left in Act 3 to read before I move on to the next thing. So my goal right now, I have some time to kill. That sounds like I have time to kill. I don't. I have time, but it's like I need to utilize it. Like, I need to get a load of laundry going before I actually start reading, because I need to pack. Okay, so let me finish talking to you and then I'm going to start the laundry. Okay. So I made several notes last night. I hit kind of a big chapter, felt very locked in last night, which was nice. It's been a minute since I've felt locked in to what I was doing. So that was great. Those notes are exciting. I have a few ideas on how to change things. I also got an idea for something else. I'm just curious, and so I actually want to jot that down while I'm thinking about it. Laundry, notes, finish reading this stuff. How many pages do I have left to read? Less. I have 13 pages. I have 13 pages to read. So close to the bottom. I'm so close to done with this. Okay, I can definitely do that today. I feel like I can read 13 pages today, especially if I lock in and get good flow, which I was able to do it last night, which is a fantastic sign that I will be able to do it today. Why not? I also need to get a video ready for next week. So I missed this week because of crazy things, but I can definitely finish and get another video ready to upload. Okay. I'm going to go do the things. You want to come with me? Oh. Stuff is so good. Let's get going. Just finished. It is 8:39. I have just finished those 4 chapters and leaving comments and things of that nature. Now, I did get sidetracked a few times, but it's not important. The important thing is we're done with this part of the process, and oh my God, she needs a facelift. Again, as I feel with most of the things that I write, there are pieces and parts and chapters and chunks that I really like. And then there are pieces and parts that I don't like, that I think are dumb, or I think for story reasons, any other number of reasons, it won't make it into the final cut. Speaking of plot, I kind of get the feeling that I lost the plot just a little. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I didn't lose the plot. It's just shrouded in mystery. Feels like we reached the edge of a rope, and like when you get to the bottom, it's like frayed a little bit. That's kind of where we're at. So like as I get to the end, things are a little bit fuzzy on where we've ended up. That needs to get fixed, obviously, and will get fixed, but also that will be a lot of actual like thinking and trying this out, seeing if it fits, and then if it doesn't, trying something else. Some portions of Act 3 feel like a zero draft almost, where I was just trying to make it exist. And then there are some parts of Act 3, some whole chapters that are like pretty good. I don't feel like they need too much change. There might be like 2 chapters that I feel that way about, but overall, we're coming to the end of a decent portion of this draft. And I think it's time to acknowledge that as far as a draft 2, like where we are at the closing portion. Like we're almost done with writing draft 2. We're coming to an end on this draft, and that is exciting. That doesn't feel real, mostly because, as I have previously stated, this whole book feels like it is so far from where it needs to be. We're feeling very overwhelmed, or feeling very out of our element, I guess, or like I'm running a 5K and I've never ran a day in my life. That's kind of how I'm feeling. Good things, daunting things, like challenging things, I suppose, is a fair way to put it. There are some lines and some bits and pieces and parts and things that I really do love. I feel like I talk about my book all the time like it is this not up to snuff garbage pile. Genuinely, sometimes that's really how I feel. I'm very harsh on myself, which might provide some context that I might just be overselling how bad it is, but also I'm a realist. So I kind of feel that that's where we're at. That this is a book that has a long way to go. And I don't think that that can be understated. Me as a writer, I have a long way to go. That is very true. As much as I have my annoyances with myself and like as much as this is not done, there's so much about what I've written up until this point that I do really like. There are hundreds of lines and plots and scenes and things that I really am proud of. Overall, as a story, I love it. You know, I kind of bounce around with publishing because I have a hard time imagining writing anything else. It's just because I love the world that I've created. I love these characters. I feel very at home in the world that I have created, which seems like a weird thing to say, honestly. I really love what I've created. It's, if it were a TV show, if it were a book, I'd watch it, I'd read it naturally. It's something that I really like. As high as my standards are, you know, I don't think it's impossible for this to reach those standards. I just don't know if it's super likely. And also, it deserves to be good. My vision, my ultimate vision for this story deserves to be amazing. It deserves all the hard work that it will take to make it great. I mean, who knows when that happens? Who knows how that happens? All that really to say, I'm saying all this because I feel like I can get pretty negative, but I really do love what I'm working on. And it has a lot of potential, in my opinion, in my heart. At the same time, yeah, remember the part where I said we've lost the plot or that it's shrouded in mystery? Yeah, I gotta somehow use my 5 head and figure out how the heck to fix that. I gotta get all these zero draft pieces and like glue them together or chunk them, like get out of here. You don't need to exist. But yeah, I can really tell that like by the time I was drafting this stuff, it was like, I think I have an idea on what's going on, but I just need to make it exist. My theory on why things kind of started to fall apart is twofold. The first is that I was coming to the end of the year and I was like, I need to get my word count for this year to meet my goal because I want to meet my goal, which I did, and I'm glad I did. And then second, I don't know where we're going ultimately. I have some ideas, I have some musings, but how this story will end, we are not plotted bird's eye view, book 1, book 2, book 3. We're plotted like we're plotted just like right above each individual book as their own thing. And right now we've only made it to book 2. So like I'm trying to like peek over the horizon at book 3, and I've done a little bit of that, but ultimately because I don't know precisely where we're going to end up when I tie a bow on this trilogy, it is really hard to land the plane on such a climactic, I guess. What's the word? I can't think of a word. I'm searching for synonyms and I can't think of one. Climactic, yes. But also like we're just moving things along. It's an escalation of events. Yeah, I can't think of a better word. Anyway, that's fine. Old lady brain is kicking in. I used to be a night owl. I used to be such a night owl. And now because I've become an adult, it's like a real adult, you know, with responsibilities and back pain. Yeah, now I can't. She turns off. She stops doing what she's supposed to do. I think those are the reasons for the lack of direction, the indecisiveness, the end of this book. As much as I kind of hate it, because I want to be able to say, okay, we're done with book 2, let's tie it up. But I'm too much of a plotter for that. Book 2 is not in a vacuum. It's not isolated from book 3. And so I really do need to kind of figure out the trajectory of book 3 to finalize things in book 2. But we're almost done with draft 2, and that is nuts. Where do we go from here? What's step 2? I mentioned this the other night, so I won't go in depth, but I am just going to start using the notes, using the things that I have noticed during my read through, and try to create a new plot for Act 3 and see if we can land the plane better than we did the first time. This is like an ocean landing, like an emergency ocean landing. It was like semi-successful. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say to you. This is possibly the end of a vlog, and if it is, thank you so much for watching. I throw in these little intros and exits like randomly throughout my vlog clips these days, and just on the off chance that I might like actually use it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being along in the journey. I know that this like portion of the writing process has been just like a little bit boring, but it is what it is. It's part of the process. Final reflections could have gone faster. And I'm not like, that's filed away for like next time. Like, I know I can knock it out faster than I did. It's possible. So if I ever get down the wire on something, I know what I'm capable of. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. See you guys in the next video. Bye.